Good morning. Good morning. It is Friday, the 17th of, my God, it's the 17th of January already. Where is the year going? And I'm so glad you're here. So glad to be speaking to you wherever you're sitting, whether you're home, at work, or looking at this 50 years from now virtually as it's streaming on YouTube or on Facebook. I say welcome. Welcome to a conversation that's I say is near and dear to your heart and near and dear to the hearts of the people you love in your life. And this is a conversation about the future, anchored in this question: why is it that most people who achieve what they achieve don't are actually not fulfilled, right? So the question in the statement is why most people's accomplishments don't bring true fulfillment. Well, the thing is, we want both, don't we? We want to accomplish our goals and we want to be fulfilled. And this conversation has nothing to do with something about me or about you or about the people in your life that's deficient. It has more to do with what I've been discovering, which is a relationship I have to the future that leaves me stuck being in a future that can never leave me fulfilled. So let's talk about what we mean when I say the future. I have a certain relationship to the future that leaves me wondering, I want to have this. Will it ever happen for me? Can I have it? When I do have it, will it make me happy? So there's a tone that I have that people have, I say, about the future, which is the future is uncertain. The future is scary. The future is a matter of luck. I mean, am I going to be lucky enough to get what I want? When I get it, will it, people talk a lot about wait for the other shoe to drop. You know what? I've got this now. Thank God I do. But you know what? I don't know what's going to happen later. So there is a relationship that I have with the future, that you have with the future. And this is what this conversation is about discovering the relationship I have with the future that leaves me in a space where even when I achieve and accomplish what I want, I'm left unfulfilled. So let's take a look at what's at the core and at the source of. Can you hear me? You can hear me, right?
Yeah.
My computer is doing something funny. So let's take a look at what's at the source of my dysfunctional relationship with the future. So here it is. I wake up today. Where do I wake up? I wake up now. I don't have a future. I never wake up in the future. The tomorrow that I want for myself, the accomplishments that I want to accomplish, I think I'm still here, right?
Yes.
Good. The tomorrow that I want for myself, the accomplishments I want to have for myself, I think of them as something that is a goal for me that I'm going to accomplish tomorrow. But here's the dilemma: I'm never in tomorrow. I always wake up in today, and I always wake up right here, right now. So when I accomplish something, when I think about the future I want, I'm not looking at now. But here's the deal. I only want what I want in the future because I'm relating to the future tomorrow, like the now that I want to be in later as better than the now that's right here, right now. And that's where I am completely, excuse this word, but I am screwed. Because here I am in the moment that I'm living now and clear for myself that this moment is not the moment. I need another moment in the future that will be better than this moment. And that will leave me fulfilled. It's like chasing my tail, isn't it? Because guess what? I do all the work to end up in a future moment that's better than today. And then I wake up. Where do I wake up? I wake up in today. I wake up in now. And I find myself, even though I've accomplished what I wanted to accomplish, still feeling that what is here now is not it. Gio. Yeah, man. Okay. This is a rare moment, folks. Giovanni and I are in the same room. Say good morning to Gio.
Good morning, everybody.
Wow, I saw him walk in and I thought, what the hell's going on? I said, something happened in the universe. How are they in the same place? Oh my God.
I know. I mean, this rarely happens, but here it is.
Incredible.
So, Gio, as we're peeling this onion called the future I want, I only want it because I'm relating to the life I'm living now, the things I have now, as worse than what could be going forward. And we're pointing to this dysfunctional relationship that we have with the future that leaves us robbed, completely robbed of any satisfaction, any fulfillment today. Because guess what? I never wake up tomorrow.
Yeah, and you know what? I was listening to you as you were speaking, as you were creating the
Yeah.
conversation, and I was hearing that it's not just for myself. Like the future I
Mhm.
want, it's like the future I want to create is not happening now, so therefore, right now is not that cool.
Right now sucks, actually.
You can't suck, right? And then, but then I was also listening to the future I want for my children,
Yeah.
and I'm not saying the future, the present of my children is not good, but I want it better for
Yeah.
them. So
Yeah.
it's like the present now is like it's good, but I really hope they have this amazing future so that I'm worried about them, you know?
And, if you take it from my family, myself, my family, my friends, and you look even at the world, the future I want for the world that I'm standing for is a function of the fact that it sucks right now.
Well, Sora, you're a global leader. I can't think that way. I think my family, I think Stefano. Well, because what really brings me anxiety
Yeah.
and my waking up nervous and my anxiety is not so much the where the future for the world is going.
It's their future.
It's the future of actually,
Yeah.
Maya's and Stefano and my parents, are they going to be okay as they're getting older? And so I can see as you're speaking that the way I would like the future to be, constantly the way I'm looking at the way I would like the future to be, gives me this anxiety now.
Yeah.
But it's like a responsible anxiety, but anxiety anyway.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm seeing in this conversation. So I'm thinking, I'm going to say one more thing. So I'm thinking, today is my future 5 years ago
Or
10
even
years
yesterday.
ago.
Yeah.
Today is my future 10 years ago. So 10 years ago, I was worried about the Giovanni of today. Did he make it? Did he not make it? Is he, doing good or not good, etc. Or my children. So what I'm discovering in this conversation, Sorel, as you were speaking, is that even though this responsible way of being, like to worry about the future,
Mm-hmm.
even though it's masked as responsibility, it's my eternal anxiety and fear.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to live the rest of my life worried about a future now that I'll never get to.
Yeah.
That's what I'm discovering here.
Yeah. And that's pointing to an illusion that I have, that I have for my children, that I have for my country. It's that the way I imagine the future is a direct correlation to the way I perceive the present. And I live in this perpetual illusion. Oh, we're back. I live in this perpetual illusion that there is a future now, when really there is just now. So the future now is this idealized future that I long for. But the present now is the real experience that I'm having.
And it's the
The
only
shit show I'm
experience.
living right now, right?
Yeah, and it's the only experience because I'm really landing this. I'm gonna land this conversation for myself, right?
Yeah.
And because I don't travel that much in philosophical concepts, so I bring them to my life. And what I'm seeing in what you're saying, Sorel, is I'm never, I'm never going to be satisfied with my present now if I don't discover my relationship with the future that I'll never live. Because all I'm living is now. The children I have now, the dogs that I have now, the finances I have now. And if I want a better future all the time, my now is pretty shitty.
In fact, you may never, you are not dead. You are still breathing. You still are alive, but you are dead because you're never living right here.
So I'm imagining
Yeah.
that this doesn't matter whether you have money or not, whether you have the house of your dream or not, whether you have accomplished or you're not accomplished. I imagine going back to
Yeah.
tightening the question a little bit. I'm imagining that the reason why myself and most people in the world are not fulfilled is because they never discover for themselves that the source of unfulfillment is not that they don't achieve their goals.
It's the relationship.
It's the relationship they
Yeah.
have with the future they'll never
Yeah.
wake up into.
Yeah.
It's
And
what I'm discovering.
yeah, totally. And in this conversation, you've heard us say it several times, and you may be saying to yourself, well, where's this going? No, there's nowhere else for it to go. The key, the point to this conversation is that you people have a dysfunctional relationship with the future. And that dysfunctional relationship with the future that keeps me from being present here, from being here, leaves me unfulfilled with whatever I have. I may have just won the Nobel Peace Prize, for God's sake.
And I think,
Yeah.
Sorel, that there is a point to this conversation.
Yeah.
And the point to the conversation is, at least for me, Sorel, the point of this conversation is to engage in this kind of abstract way of looking at the world, right? So that people, as you're listening, you can have a sense of where is this dissatisfaction coming from? Why is it that you keep accomplishing and accomplishing and accomplishing and accomplishing and accomplishing, and you still don't feel
Accomplished.
and fulfilled in life? That is the point of the conversation. So that you can discover for yourself. I love saying discover for yourself, and there's a big reason for that, but so that you can figure it out, so you can see for yourself, wow, I am never going to be fulfilled unless I have a new relationship with my present. And I think that's a real big
Yeah.
point of this conversation.
Yeah.
Yes, stand up.
Yeah, I'm never going to be fulfilled unless I have a functional relationship with the present. So, Stan?
Yeah, actually, that's what I wanted to say. To me, Gio, Sorrel, everybody in the family today, that it seems more to me not like we have a dysfunctional relationship with the future. We have a dysfunctional relationship with the present because they actually is nothing ever but the present. You know, that thing that we think in the future, when we get there, it's going to be the present. The only thing that there actually is the present. So if we've got a dysfunctional relationship, it's with the present. The present we're having a functional relationship is that we don't want to accept the beauty and the magnitude and the possibility that exists just in the present. So we always are looking to that which never comes, which is the future. So it's not the future we got a dysfunctional relationship with. It's the present that we have a dysfunctional relationship with. We want to be away from it. It's not good enough. So we want a future, and the future is never the future. It's always the present.
Yeah. The stand, standing on your shoulders, Stan. In my inquiry, Stan, of this, of restoring my relationship with the present, what I see, Stan, is that my present is filled with a worry, it's filled with worrisome, a responsible one, but for what? So that my future present is better, right? So that's why for me, it makes sense to also include not only my dysfunctional relationship with the present, but also like a blind spot. I have a dysfunctional relationship with the future. Because for me, Stan, the the notion that all I have is the present is so logical that it robs me from seeing my relationship with the future. But not just my future, my children's future, my business future, your future, my friend's future. So it's useful for me, Stan, to also be in the inquiry of the relationship with the future. It ties back to what you're saying. It ties back because then I discover what you say, like, wow, I'll never wake up into the future. This is crazy. And it allows for that opportunity to have a beautiful relationship with the present. Yeah, that's what I'm seeing in this conversation.
I see that.
Yeah.
Stan, anything you want to add to that?
That I want to add to it?
Yeah. What are you seeing now, given what Giovanni just created?
Well, what I'm seeing about it, in order for us to have that better relationship with the so-called future, we got to have the better relationship with the so-called present. We've got to start it all here. It's got to be the better relationship with the present for there ever to be a better relationship with the future. Because all the future is going to be is another representation of the present. So when we're there, if we haven't learned how to have a better relationship with the present, it's impossible for us to ever have one with the future.
Yeah, yeah. Someone can be listening to this conversation, could be saying, but Gio, and Sorrel and Stan, I really want to have more money than they want to have in the present. I don't want to have an amazing relationship with the present so that I lose my ambition to grow and provide for my family and to become the professional I want to become. I don't like what you're saying. It's like you're asking me to settle.
Far from it.
Far
Therein
from it.
comes the problem, right there.
Mhm.
But it's valid to have that fear, you know.
Absolutely.
But Gio, I want to have more money in my bank account. Don't ask me to be so happy about where my money in my bank account is. And I like how you said it, Sorel, but far from it.
Yeah.
Far from it. There's an aspect of creating the future today, you know, that I am creating the future so that today I am someone who's actively taking actions that provide value for the marketplace so I can get paid more. And I want that in the future, but since the future don't exist, I'm going to create it now. And so what can I do now that provides more value to the marketplace? Not in the future, now. And then you bet you become someone who makes money naturally, because now you're living in the now for the future you want to create. So I think that's the future
Yeah.
conversation for,
You know,
for another day. But I didn't want people to think this is about resignation. No, this is not about
no,
being
it's not
resigned.
at all.
Yeah.
Not at all. And there is what you and I and everybody experiences where when I think about the future, I think of the future in those very terms, my goals. And like the future is never realized until the goal itself is accomplished.
Mhm.
And what Gio's pointing to, what I think you're pointing to, Gio, is this, that the future my dysfunctional relationship with the future may come as a result of this, that I relate to what I call the future as a goal to achieve. And I dissociate it from my fulfillment, which is in the realm of who do I get to be when I accomplish that goal. So think of it this way. Just look at it. What if the now that you create is the you that you give yourself the permission to be, even if the goal's not accomplished yet? Gio and I were talking yesterday, and Gio's got this dream of being was it a fighter pilot?
He's already a rock star, but now he wants to be a pilot.
Look at Tom
Gio wants to be
Cruise,
a
man.
fighter
He must be Tom Cruise.
And when you look at the future, you can say, well, gosh, Sorel, you're 60 something, Gio, you're 40 something, fighter pilots just not in the realm of possibilities for you. But yet there is who I get to be if and when I'm a fighter pilot that's not directly or necessarily connected to accomplishing the goal itself. So there is who I am that Gio's pointing to that I can bring to today to get more money, to get a better relationship, to have a more fulfilled life that's directly connected to me living that life now while I am doing what I know to do to get to my goals. So in my space of creating a healthy relationship with the future, one that functions, there is the possibility of not waiting until the goal's accomplished to actually have the fulfillment now. It is the having the fulfillment now that presses against the boundaries of,
Sorel, it's not just the fulfillment, what I'm
Yeah.
seeing in what you're saying.
Yeah.
It's the swag also.
I mean, you could have the swag of a fighter pilot.
Right, is the confidence.
Yeah.
Is the fulfillment, the swag, the confidence, the funniness, the humor, all that brings by bringing the future now here. That allows me to take actions correlated with the future I want to create. For me, the future is no longer about becoming a fighter pilot, but it is to being the leader I am proud of. It is about being the leader I'm proud of. And can I be the leader I'm proud of today? Yeah, I can. Well, what are those actions that a leader I'm proud to be today? What do those actions look like? And there is a significant number of actions to do that. Yeah.
Up to and including getting one of those aviator sunglasses.
I changed my mind
Right.
about being a fighter
Right.
pilot. But it is, but it
Gotta
is
get
about
those,
that.
man.
Got to get those.
Uh, so, in the end, we're not saying that goals aren't worthy, that you have to quote unquote sanctify yourself and be someone who's ascetic in any way. We're saying, yes, set the biggest goals you can and imagine them even bigger. And in imagining them, give yourself the permission right now, today, to be who you would give yourself the permission to be when you accomplish the goals.
Mhm.
So go ahead, Robin.
I love the topic. I love the opportunity for people to just come and look into this and have the ability to rest on. I don't want to resign and just be satisfied with what I have. But my 2 cents on the subject is, if you aren't satisfied with what you have, what are you comparing the future to? Everybody else you see on social media? Everybody who says this is how you should live your life? Have you ever visited Colombia? Have you ever gone into the rural area? I know you have, Gio. Rural areas where people are living in tin shacks with dirt floors. They're the happiest freaking people in the world because they don't have any idea that they don't have something. And I think that being able to own and be happy and comfortable, not without a want and a desire to better yourself, to better your financial situation, to have more for your future and your children and their children, absolutely. But to be content, to have fulfillment because you're doing things that bring fulfillment, not looking at a future that you can never get to because it's all, that's the classic sign in the bar, beer is free tomorrow, right? So it's always going to be tomorrow. You're never going to get the beer because the sign says, hey, it's tomorrow, it's tomorrow. And that's what we do. We chase this elusive future when, damn it, I love what I got right now. I love who I am. I love my level of health. I love my family. I love where my children are. And even if it's not perfect, I have fulfillment knowing that what I did to get here has been huge accomplishments, and I will continue to do that, but without any expectation of the future, just knowing that I want more and I desire more and I'll strive for more. But I'm happy right now having this conversation with you guys. I couldn't be more fulfilled. So I just want to throw that in there because it is possible, guys. It really is.
Yeah, thank you for throwing that in there, Robin. And what you're pointing to, and I want to stand on your shoulders and say what you're pointing to is the relationship any human being and I end up having with myself when the future isn't now.
Right.
I have to compare myself when the future isn't now, because guess what? Who I am now, what I have now, where I am now sucks. And it is that fundamental comparison that begets all other comparisons,
Right,
and leaves me unfulfilled.
Let's go ahead and wrap it up.
Let's wrap it up.
Awesome.
Well, Gio, it's good having you next to me. Virtual, I'm not going to say virtual sucks, but this
It's
is better.
different.
This is better than virtual.
This future is so much better than yesterday when you weren't sitting next to him.
This is a better now.
This is a better now.
This is a cooler now. Thank you all for being here. Thank you, Robin, for being here. Robin, if you're in town, come to downtown. We would love to see you.
Yeah.
And there are 8 tenets to leave the present now and create a future, a better future now. And that is love. Love always.
Yeah. Don't wait until they get better to love them.
Love today.
Love them now.
Love today. Stretch your cheeks, laugh out loud. Stress less. Eat more plant-based while avoiding processed food. Move every day. 10 minutes in the morning, 10 minutes right after lunch. Every day do a little walking. Give
Get some rest.
Get some rest.
And check your relationship with your future, because your relationship to the future gives you the life you live today. I love you. Giovanni loves you more. We'll see you on the Daily Huddle on Monday.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Love you guys. Thank you,
Thank
guys.
you.
Thank
Thank
Hey,
you.
Robin. What's up, Robin?
Good seeing you, Stan.
You too, bro. Happy New Year.